Hello and welcome to the 2025 NFL season. My name is Chris, and joined with me is my ailing friend Jason.
Hey, number one pick for you, Chrissy. It's great to be back. The ratings last year, you probably thought that we were dead forever, but no, we're back. We're doing this for 2025, and
Yes.
we've improved our pick'em.
20
I'm,
views, they renewed us for another season.
I mean, after they canceled Colbert, they had to stick something in that slot, right?
We didn't have enough funding to do the playoffs last season, but we got an increase this season.
Do we have a sponsor yet? Like, can we whore ourselves out to NordVPN or BetterHelp?
I'm telling you, if I get that private internet access, I'd actually do them because I use that. I would do it because I've been using them for like 8 years.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. BetterHelp, you mean? You've been using BetterHelp for 8 years.
Something I actually trust that I've been using, I would definitely do a sponsorship for. Anyway,
Yeah.
this is not about business. This is our first video of the 2025 season. This is a preseason kind of prediction video. And we will be doing a tier chart of all 32 teams based on where we think they're going to end up. We're going to argue a bit. We're going to call the division winners and losers. And why don't you explain this point system that we're going to incorporate into our regular season standings?
Okay, so just real quick, as a reset for anybody who is joining us for the first time or has forgotten, each week we're going to pick the every single game and discuss and argue, and then we get a point for each pick that we make correctly. But what we're doing today, a few weeks before the season starts, is we're actually going to go over each of the 8 divisions in the NFL. I think, as you said, pick which team is going to get first, which team is going to get last. And for each pick that we make correctly for the division winners, we're going to award ourselves 2 points. If you pick the loser correctly, you get 1 point. And if you make a truly awful pick, so if you say that somebody is going to win the AFC West and they end up getting last place, somehow losing to the Raiders, then you lose a point at the end of the season. And same for if you think that a team is going to get the last place in their division and they end up winning it. First of all, you're going to have to apologize to the team on air at the end of the season. And second of all, you lose a point as well.
All right. With that, let's jump right into it. This will be the first time Jason has seen the tiers. At the top, we've got Super Bowl bound, then playoff run, then sneaking in, be lucky to get to 500, and then at the very bottom, have not won a playoff game since Saddam Hussein died or the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, man.
That'll be the bottom tier.
Oh man, just like Tua, you can make Saddam Hussein jump a mile by popping a paper bag.
All right, just 5 tiers this time. I think that'll be
We're actually gonna put each team into each tier here.
Yeah, just say the Saddam Hussein tier is just a catch-all for, teams that are going to be trending down.
Yeah. So are we legally obligated to put the Miami Dolphins in the Miami Dolphins tier?
No, I don't think they'll be that bad, but we'll get there when we get there.
All right.
All right, first up, we're doing the AFC, and then I reorganized these by divisions. So first up, we got the AFC North. First up, we've got the Baltimore Ravens. And
right.
I know they did really good last season. My personal opinion, though, is that they're actually going to take like one step back. I think this is going to be the season where Derrick Henry's going to actually kind of regress a bit. Maybe he'll still get 1,000 yards. Maybe he'll get 800. I don't think he's going to get like 1,900 though, like he did last season.
I mean, just for the fact that Justice Hill is also there, I don't know that Henry's numbers are going to be real high, but I think that they arguably, I mean, with maybe the exception of Philadelphia, have the strongest run game in the NFL. Last year, I was kind of a doubter because I've got them Super Bowl bound. You have playoff run?
I mean, I think you can make an argument for either one. My personal opinion is I think they're definitely going to make the playoffs, but I do think they're going to be worse than they were last season. But I could see both. What do you think?
Yeah, I would have them as Super Bowl bound. I don't know if they're actually going to be the one team in the Super Bowl, but I think you can make as good of an argument for them as any team in the AFC. I was a doubter of the Ravens last season because, until last season, they really had been a team who were very good, but you could expose their weaknesses, and they were unreliable. And they fixed those problems last season. They were good, really, every part of their offense and most of their defense too.
All right, next up we've got the Bengals, and this team I actually think is going to blow away expectations, and this is my winner for the AFC North. Yeah, that's my prediction.
Ooh, spicy.
I
Okay.
think the defense can't get. I knew we made fun of them a lot last season. I think the defense will be markedly improved, and they had a lot of close games. I think the offense will still
Hey,
be
I've got to
banana.
pause. I've got to pause, Gracie.
All right, returning here after a brief maintenance break, and as I was saying, the Bengals are my pick to win the AFC North this season. I think they're going to take a big leap forward, and the defense is going to be much better.
All right. So you've got the Bengals, and I will say I do have the Ravens to win the AFC North. Bengals won their last 5 games of the last season, maybe even more than that. But I was like just quickly looking through before the video at the standings to refresh myself, and yeah, Bengals got hot. I remember at the beginning of last season, right? They kept losing absolutely like ridiculous, heartbreaking games that everybody thought they were going to win, and that they were literally like one play away from winning a few different, like more than a few times. They're way better than their 9-8 record indicates, and I can definitely see them taking a big step forward, or back to where they were 2 years ago.
So we going for a playoff run, or just making it in? See, for me, I'm going for deep playoff run.
I think that given the weakness in the rest of this division, besides the Ravens, I do agree that they are probably a solid playoff contender. Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if 3 of these teams make the division.
I would. I mean, let's talk about it.
All right, next up we've got the Steelers.
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to make lots of delusional picks because Aaron Rodgers is playing on their team this season. But I don't know if they're going to be much better with the current roster. I don't know if Aaron's going to be better than Russell Wilson, to be honest. But I want him to be. I'd like him to go out with like a wild card win or something. But it's hard to imagine anything more than sneaking in.
Yeah, I mean, talk about delusion. 42 year Aaron Rodgers. There's
41.
no way he's better than RW. No way.
41.
What? Isn't he turning 42 this season?
Okay, maybe.
Okay.
I think they'll be better than 500, though.
Who's he going to throw to? They don't even have Pickens anymore.
They picked up that Metcalf guy.
Pickett.
And that Jonnu Smith guy. That would be good.
I mean, DK Metcalf is talented, but like he really does as many bad things for you as he does good things, right? Lots of drops, fumbles, complete hothead that's going to draw penalties and argue with this team. At the same time, yes, he can make some crazy grabs at the sideline. He can run through, I don't want to say linebackers, but he can certainly run through, defensive ends and such.
So sneaking in, we'll be lucky to get to 500.
I've got them almost in that lowest tier, honestly. I would say if you have them sneaking in, let's put them in lucky to get to 500, because I think they're winning 5 or 6 games tops.
With their defense, that's crazy.
Their defense is all right, but yeah, look, they struggled last year, and they didn't have the albatross known as 40-plus-year-old Aaron Rodgers on their team.
Mike Tomlin's Jesus, man. He'll get them to like 10 wins, man, at least.
I don't think he's ever had a losing season. He's about to have one.
That's what they're saying. This will be his first losing season, maybe, but
this will be his first losing season.
I don't think so.
And the Steelers are going to regret everything they did in this offseason. Going to be a disaster. And yet, I still don't have them as the AFC North losers because,
Of course, we got Cleveland.
my God.
A few years ago, I would have said Cleveland was like seriously trending up, but they still can't figure out the quarterback position, and that's just going to be a decades-long curse, apparently.
We were talking about how good their defense was last season and how their defense just couldn't carry. Probably the worst offense assembled in the last 3 or 4 years.
I wouldn't
of
go
the
that
NFL.
far. When Winston, Jameis Winston was in there, they were balling. They're definitely not the worst
I would
offense.
definitely not say they were balling. They were better with Winston than they were with shitbag, but
They're definitely not the worst offense for sure. Panthers
all right.
are way
Remember,
worse.
remember how bad the Commanders' defense was last year?
Not as bad as I think everyone made it out to be.
Well, you're correct about that. But the Commanders gave up 391 points all of last season. You want to take a guess how many points the Browns gave up?
They were definitely nowhere near as good as they were the last 3 seasons before that. I'm not really familiar with seeing those figures, so I don't really have a good idea.
Yeah,
But
I'm
don't
not
know.
saying you should have seen the figure.
420, 450, I don't know.
Yeah. 435. I mean, right in the middle of what you just said.
Oh, cool.
That's a great guess. That's a great call, man. But yeah, like when I saw this, when I was just looking over the stuff, that shocked me because I remember the Browns defense as being, sure there were a few times they collapsed, when their offense could put nothing together, and sure, the offense couldn't stay on the field. But man, I would have thought at least 100 points less than the Commanders gave up, and no, they actually gave up a lot more than that. They gave up more than the Bengals did, just by a point.
Man, I hate having the Steelers this low. It's criminal. But I got to be fair to you, and if you think they should be down here, then we got to split it. So.
The Steelers are probably in like my top like 6 or 8 favorite teams. I hate being this down on them. QB depth chart for the Browns this year.
Yeah, I know. It's
Joe
like 6
Flacco.
guys. I know.
Joe Flacco, in fairness, was their savior a couple of years ago. Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, I don't know anything about him. Shadur Sanders, definitely know stuff about him. Tyler Huntley, who was like the second or third quarterback for the Dolphins, I think, in the recent past. And then, number 6, Deshaun Watson. Oh, man. $285 million, was it? 275, 285?
Yeah, their stadium must be built off of like some Native American burial ground or something.
I mean, you could build a new stadium somewhere else in Cleveland for that type of money. Just for the Deshaun Watson contract, you could have built a new stadium anywhere else you wanted to in Cleveland. Oh, man. Oh, poor Cleveland. Poor Cleveland. I feel so bad for their fans. Yeah, they're my pick for last place.
All right, next we got the AFC South. First
Are they
up,
also your pick for last place, I assume?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard not to.
I mean, I almost wanted the Steelers, honestly.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Browns are going to do better than the Steelers? Get the hell out of here. That's fucking crazy.
Well, no, I don't think they will. But, like... But, like, if it was anybody except the Browns or maybe the Jaguars or something, like, in most divisions, I think the Steelers would be a last place team. And I also think that, like, the Steelers being in a division with the Ravens and the Bengals, there's absolutely no way that Aaron Rodgers is going to outgun them. Like, Aaron Rodgers is the type of quarterback that at this point in the career, he still has his football smarts, and that's about it. Like, he can definitely bottom feed and beat a team like the Browns 2-0. He's not going to beat the Ravens. I don't think he's going to beat the Bengals this season.
Well, all right. Next up, we got the Texans. This is kind of this whole division's kind of hard to decide because all these teams are kind of halfway decent or they're really bad. So first up, we've got the Texans. I'm not entirely sure where to put them. I think they have a lot of potential, but I think they also have a lot of potential to slide also. My first instinct is to say they'd be happy to just sneak in. But, I don't know. They could recapture some magic. Maybe they could go like 11-5 or something. I don't know. 11-6. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't think they're gonna have a problem winning this division personally. I think the Colts could give them a run for their money, but I don't think they will. I like where the Texans are at. You think about like I think that like to some extent, CJ Stroud's best analogy might be RG3's first year. And some people say RG3 was overrated. Some people say it was the injury that caused him to kind of fall out of relevance completely.
It was the 5
Uh,
injuries. Yeah.
yeah, is he still in the NFL?
No, man. He went into like broadcasting like ages ago.
Yeah. It's funny because he only started playing like 4 or 5 years ago.
What? That was like 15 years ago,
I
dude.
know. It feels like 4 or 5 years ago though. It was actually like around the same time as Andrew Luck, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, but
So where do you like
yeah,
them? Sneaking in, be lucky to get to 500, or deep playoff run?
I don't like the description of the tier. I think sneaking in is probably the best place for him.
All
I, I
right.
think I
Work
think
with
they're
what you
going
got.
to easily make the playoffs and likely be a first round out. I think they're a good team.
One and done. That sounds like sneaking in.
Yeah. I think that's like a fair like analogy for it on your tier list for sure.
Yeah, they're also my pick for winning the division, though. I feel like you don't have much of a choice. Then we
Yeah,
got
I
the
mean, like,
Colts.
yeah. The Colts are the second closest thing to to being a clear division contender in the shitty division.
Yeah. Right now, they don't know if Anthony Richardson or Jones are even going to be the quarterback for the Colts. Kind of think they're just a little bit worse than the Texans in every conceivable way. I don't even.
Yeah, I feel like Texas is going to gerrymander the Colts out of the division lead.
Okay.
um, I mean, they're definitely a team that's on the rise, the Colts, and I wouldn't be that surprised to see them take the title. I'll say that much.
Where do you feel they fall in this list?
Mm, Somewhere between sneaking in and lucky to get 500. I don't know. Like I think they're like a B C tier team. I would say sneaking in, but if you want lucky for 500, I don't have a problem with that.
Can't put them on the same thing as the Texans.
To me, they're like in the same ballpark, even though the Texans are clearly a little better.
All right. Then next
That's how I
up,
feel. Okay.
we got the Jaguars,
Oh no.
and
This was my monkey paw last season, man.
this is one of those
Kept thinking I wanted to
situations
beat the
where
Jaguars. Yeah.
remember you always used to say somebody has to win this game. Well, somebody has to lose this division. We don't know if it's the Jags or the Titans. So it's actually a little bit of skill and luck involved here. We got to pick one of these teams to lose this division. It's tough, man.
I've got my pick. I don't want to say what it is yet. What's your pick to lose this division?
I think my pick to lose is going to be the Titans.
Okay, I've got the Jags actually.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't really have a lot to say about the Jags other than I never believed in Trevor Lawrence. So everyone hypes him up, but I'm not a believer.
Yeah, he definitely made some bad plays in the red zone last season, and that's discouraging. I don't think he was the problem with this team. I think just kind of the lack of pieces almost everywhere else, right? Like, that their line was not good. Their rushing game was not great. Their defense couldn't plug, a slight leak in a boat. There wasn't really a lot to like about this team last year, and I picked them in several games, and I paid for that. Not as much as you paid for picking against the Chiefs, but yeah.
Yeah.
I've got them as the division losers, and yeah, I've got them in the bottom tier as well.
Next up, we've got the Titans. I think honestly the kind of trajectory is very similar to the Jaguars, except I think the Jags might actually have like things to look forward to. Titans, I feel like, are almost as in a spiral as the Browns, except the Titans'
This is a
defense
team
is
that's
probably
in a
worse.
lot of chaos. Yeah. Well, they're not going back to Boyle. Cameron Ward is number one on the depth chart right now. Like, at least they're able to move on from what wasn't working.
Well, he's got some hype, so I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to have an easier schedule this year. They're not coming from, I don't know, I think 2 seasons ago they may have been second or third in the division. I could look that up real quick. It probably doesn't matter. But I think they're going to have an easier schedule this season than they did last season. I got slightly higher hopes for the Titans than the Jaguars. I'm going to say lucky for 500 personally.
I can't reconcile that, so they're gonna have to stay in Saddam Hussein land.
Okay.
All right, next up we've got the AFC West. First up, we got my boy Josh Allen and the Bills. We're going right to Super Bowl bound every year.
You and I might be like the two biggest like non-New York resident believers in Josh Allen that there are.
Just me, man.
There's so many. No, I do trust you, and I trust me. I think he's fantastic. I think he's like a top 2 quarterback in the league.
Uh-huh.
Like, I do not understand. Sure, sometimes he tries to make plays that aren't there, and sometimes those plays don't work out.
I think he's better than
But sometimes
Mahomes.
they do. Sometimes they do. He's so good, and they've got all the pieces around him. Is there a weakness on this team?
I think physically he's better than Mahomes. I just think the Bills are a worse team than the Chiefs. You know.
What part of their what? I mean, like they have such a good running back.
I don't think their receiving core is like that noteworthy. I think it just speaks to Josh's skill that he basically just makes any like trio of buffoons look like, you know, Jerry Rice and Randy Moss, you know.
Okay. Calling Gabe Davis a buffoon. I see how it is.
I mean, people take him in fantasy? I don't think so. Probably lucky to get a flex spot on him in like a 10-man league.
I don't know that I agree with that. Also, you know, to some extent, like, you know, fantasy production is largely about your quarterback. Look at Tyreek Hill's numbers under Tim Boyle. Yeah, I think the Bills are even better than you do.
I think they're good.
I think that they are. I mean, let's be honest, right? They're never Super Bowl bound. They're always gonna lose in the championship game. They're fated to lose in the championship game. But as far as how good of a team they are, I think it's fair to put them in the top tier. Just for the way that you've named this, I would say playoff run. Well, just for the fact that we know that the Bills are going to choke in the playoffs.
I wouldn't call it a choke, man. It was a very close AFC championship last season.
That's exactly what makes it a choke. If they just got absolutely like demolished, like the Chiefs did in the Super Bowl, or like the Dolphins do every year that they make the playoffs. Like, at least you didn't choke. At least, like, you just never had a shot.
Can you have a close game without choking?
Can you lose a close game without choking?
Yeah.
Kind of no.
I don't think that's fair.
All right. Either way, the Bills are a top-tier team. I don't think that they're going to be in the Super Bowl, but that they are absolutely the class of the AFC East, and my pick to win it.
Well, they beat the Ravens in the divisional last year, and we have them in Super Bowl bound.
Yeah, I don't think that I think they can beat any team as long as it's not in the championship game.
I think it's only a matter of time.
I don't think there's a team that they cannot beat. I think that they just never get it done.
All right. Next up, we've got the Miami Dolphins. And why don't you take it away with whatever delusions of grandeur Tua has for this season?
I think, Tua's main focus is keep Tyreek Hill in line after his antics at the end of last season. Look, Tua is a good quarterback. He's not, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, but he's a good quarterback. Um, I think that the bigger problem with the Dolphins is their run game is not as strong as it used to be. Their defense has been very inconsistent. And was definitely playing a little worse in the second half of last season. First half, and to his health is the bigger problem than his talent. Like, granted, he can only throw the ball 15 yards, but he can throw really quickly and really accurately within that 15 yards. You can make an offense work around that. When your backup is Zach Wilson, who's a completely different type of quarterback, and behind that is someone I've never heard of, and I've been following the Dolphins over the offseason, Quinn Ewers?
Hmm.
You sure that's not like the name of like their accountant?
Well, Zach Wilson
They,
sucks.
yeah, yeah, and is a very different type of quarterback. I don't think that Zach Wilson is like bottom tier trash, but he's not a good quarterback, and he's very different than Tua. So the second that Tua goes down, this team is hopeless.
So should we snugly nestle them between the Jags and the Browns, or do they go up here? What do you think?
I've got them in sneaking in.
Sneaking in?
Yeah, if Tua stays healthy, they're a 9-win team.
Oh man, I think they'd have a hard time getting a wild card spot. There's so many good teams in the AFC, man. Sneaking in, man.
I mean, you're talking about so many good teams. Look at how many teams are like in those bottom two tiers already.
I don't know, man. I feel like Two is getting older. Tyreek's not getting any younger, man. And that Acne dude, man. I don't know. He could probably get hurt in the first game.
He had one bad injury, and yeah, he was gone for a while. But like, he actually stayed healthy. I think all of last season. He wasn't as explosive as he was, before the injury, admittedly.
Sorry, man. We're bringing him down to be lucky to get to 500.
I'm not okay with that. I want him in sneaking in.
Yeah, but we get one variance if we disagree. Because I didn't want to put the Colts up here. Or, I don't know what I did.
So you had him in like the bottom tier?
Well, there was one that you had too low, and I put up one, and one that you had too high, and I put down one.
This is the Dolphins. Don't do this to me.
Man, I can't put them on the same level as these. I can't put them above the Steelers. That's insane.
All right, fine. You won the pick'em last season. We can leave them there.
There you go. And also, definitely picking the Bills to win the division. Just because this division's garbage.
Yeah,
Next up, we've got the Jets. And now they got Justin Fields, which on some level they must perceive to be an upgrade. I'm not seeing it, though. I think that guy is like a glorified... I don't know where I was going for that. He just sucks.
I mean, almost anything is an upgrade from the Aaron Rodgers we saw last year. Let's just be honest.
There's no way he's going to end up passing for as well as Aaron did.
Justin Fields looked okay on Pittsburgh. We've got your boy Garrett Wilson, right? This is a team that would be really on the uptrend right now if their disastrous moves last season didn't leave them in such a bad cap situation. This is entirely self-inflicted by the front office.
If this fool could pass, he'd still be in Chicago or Pittsburgh. This fool can't pass. There's no way he'll have as many passing yards as Aaron.
Keep a quarterback that can pass. Chicago can't do anything right. I know that like a lot of teams, a lot of like analysts are actually high on them this year.
Me too.
Yeah. I actually had the Jets, one stage above and lucky for 500. You have them all the way at the bottom?
I don't see the like optimism or any kind of positive trajectory to say lucky to get to 500,
Well, I mean, look, do you have them as your division losers? Or do you have the Patriots? Or do you have the Dolphins?
No, I think I do have them as my... I mean, I'm coming up with all this on the spot because I like it to be instinct. No, I like the Jets for losing the division. I think the Patriots are going to level up. And I think the Dolphins have a way higher ceiling, and there's no way I can put them on the same thing as the Dolphins. That seems crazy.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I had the Dolphins a step above. I'm trying to just be objective about each team. I did
Yeah.
have them at the second lowest tier because I do think that that parts of their team are working correctly right now, and I think that a lot of the problem last season was Aaron Rodgers coming in and trying to recreate the Green Bay Packers offense in an environment where it could not be recreated. The Jets
Yeah.
have long been a middling to poor team, and I think they will continue to be a middling to poor team now that they've gotten rid of the albatross. I had him one stage higher. Leave him where you
Nah.
want to.
I think they're gonna stay in Saddam's palace. Sorry.
I have him winning 6 games. I think they're going to split with the Dolphins. I think they're going to win both games against the Patriots.
I don't know, man. I don't know who the Jets could be. I don't even know what to expect from them. I just
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll be better than the Browns, Jags, Titans. I have no idea. I don't know. It's just so underwhelming.
Yeah, and then the Patriots. I mean, is there a lot to say here? Like they're sticking with Drake May. He,
I,
he did okay last season. No part of this team. I mean, like their defense was actually really good at I think containing big plays and forcing opponents into field goals. But in the end, they still gave up over 400 points last season.
I really
Um,
think that they're going to be better this season. And I'm not saying much better, but I do think they're
yeah,
going to be better.
I do think they're going to be incrementally better. Like I could see them winning 5 or 6 games. I could also see them looking a lot better in the games that they lose. Um, I just I can't see them doing better than the Jets or the Dolphins, and I've got them as my division loser.
That's fair. Well, we got to put them on the list, though. I want to put them up here, but I don't think they'll be as good as the Dolphins, assuming Tua stays healthy.
I refuse to let you put them like above where you have the Jets.
Okay. But I'll put them to the left of the Jets, though.
Oh my God! It's like everybody lives in Iraq now. Look at this. Half the teams we've evaluated, basically.
Well, you just got some stinkers, man.
I think we're gonna have to like move a couple teams back up from that tier at the end, but okay.
Nah. How do you rationalize moving any of these teams up? Come on. Crazy. You wanted to put the Steelers down here. You're out of your damn mind. You're fucking crazy. Okay, next up,
I think I had. Yeah, whatever.
we've got the AFC East, final AFC conference.
AFC West, West.
Oh, okay, West, whatever.
Good old Las Vegas on the East Coast.
I just know all four teams that go together. I don't have it
It's right next
memorized.
to Orlando. Florida is basically just one big land of debauchery.
All right, let's get the most controversial one out of the way. We've got the Kansas City Chiefs. What do you think?
Put that shit at the top. Put that shit at the top.
I won't put them above the Bills, though.
That's. The tier is the tier. I don't care.
Some people is left or right, you know.
Everyone was saying last season, oh, they got lucky, and then they had one embarrassing game against the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl. And everyone's like, oh, I was right. They were lucky. They were frauds the whole season.
I don't think they got lucky. They got help.
And they aren't frauds.
They got help. They didn't get lucky.
Oh,
That's what happened.
Bribery?
Bro, I watched like 10 of those like games of their season in my area like last year. I'm telling you, man, bought and
Without a
paid
doubt,
for to the.
They got good calls from the refs.
Bought and paid for, man. Fuck.
They were still a top 3, top 4 team in the league in terms of just the eye test. Anybody who says otherwise is just jealous.
Mahomes is so lucky. His defense has always been like top tier ish.
Oh yeah, defense just shut down everybody and produced so many. I don't have the stat to say, but I'd be very surprised if they didn't have the most defensive touchdowns of any team in the league, and they were probably top 3 or 4 in takeaways as well. Mahomes did have some genuinely bad plays last season, but like he was still pretty reliable for putting up 3 touchdowns a game, and that's something you can't say about most of the quarterbacks in the league. Anybody who thinks this team isn't like winning 11, 12 games is a hater.
I think this will be the. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think this will be the first season they don't make the AFC Championship, which I'm not going to take away from them. It's very impressive.
Mm-hmm. It really is.
This is the first season they won't make the AFC Championship, I think, in the Mahomes era.
I mean, I could see them winning the Super Bowl, quite honestly,
All right,
and I
yep,
think,
they could have him
yeah, for that reason, I
with
think I
some
have to
help.
have them in the top tier. This is also my pretty obvious winner pick for the division. Do you have them as well, or do you have a different team?
Yeah, I guess it'd be stupid to pick against him, although I think there's some challengers.
Give me a sec as I messed up the spreadsheet. I had the Jets and the Pats as winning the AFC West rather than losing the AFC East. So we both got the Chiefs, right?
Yep.
All right,
Though I
cool.
think Mahomes will continue to deteriorate, I don't think it's a
I,
fluke that he's been worse every season in the last 4 seasons statistically.
I mean, statistics is not reality, though, right?
I think it matters somewhat.
I think the only time I've actually seen like a downgrade in his play rather than just a change in how the team operated was this last season, where yeah, there was a downgrade. And look, he's had a couple of rough patches in his, for 3 or 4 weeks in a row in his career before, and he came back from those and won the Super Bowl. I don't see this team being anything less than elite tier.
I know. All right, next up we've got the Chargers.
Hmm.
Kind of an enigma of a team, but I do think they're definitely on an upward trajectory. I'm not really a Sean Herbert fan, or the hell's his name?
Justin?
Justin. What did I? Justin Herbert. Yeah,
Sean Herbert?
Sean. I didn't. I don't know where I came up with that.
I love it.
Just thinking of Sean Payton, I guess. I don't know.
Oh yeah, yeah, Sean Payton, the star LA Chargers quarterback. Makes sense.
Anyway, I think that
Yeah.
I think they'll be over 500. I think the running game will be really good. I think Herbert will probably play better. I don't know. This might be the season where Herbert actually impresses someone outside of.
Yeah, G Harris is their new running back, I believe.
If you say so.
Am I wrong?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with their running back situation because they're kind of a team that doesn't get a lot of publicity.
Yeah, I mean obviously it used to be Eckler, 2 seasons ago. But yeah, I think Najee Harris was traded from the Steelers, and I think Najee is a very good running back. To your point that you think that they're going to be a good running team. I don't think he really fits Herbert's style, right? Of more dink dunk catch passes. So I have a little bit of a worry there. That being said, they're a very good team. Their defense is better than I realized, and I think better than most people realize. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably have him in the playoff run tier myself. I do think that they're a good team. Just not as good as the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm. All
And
right,
then a third
next.
strong team, yeah.
Next up, we've got the Denver Broncos. And this team I actually think will be one of the biggest uh, level ups from the previous season. I'm like convinced to kind of put them above the Chargers in the playoff run over here. I think Jaden Daniels got so much like press that I think everyone kind of overlooked how great Bo Nix's like rookie season was too.
Oh yeah, Bo Nix was
And
really
this
fantastic.
this Denver defense is like stank nasty too.
What a delightful surprise Bo Nix was, right? Because he kind of came out of nowhere, and in the first few games, right, he was solid but not impressive, right, and just kind of kept getting better and better. I just think that they leveled up so much last season, and I think that they were kind of bad before that and had an easy schedule. Obviously, you can only beat the teams that you play against, and they did some of those very convincingly, even against good teams. My gut instinct is that they are going to kind of be about the same that they were last season and not continue to level up yet. I think they have another season or two before they're real division contenders.
Mm,
And so I would like to give the Texans some company because we know that the Raiders aren't going to provide it in the AFC and put the Broncos in that third tier.
I don't know. Saying that they're much better and much worse than the Chargers feels wrong. I don't think he'll get the sophomore slump like C.J. Gott or Jordan Love
Okay,
Gott
can
or
we move the
something.
Dolphins up to give the Texans company then?
Well, we already fixed where the Dolphins are already set in stone, my guy. Now,
Yeah,
I can do this or this. Those are your choices.
that's not going to help the Texans. They've been sitting there from the beginning of our video, basically, right?
I'm telling you, the AFC is more like top heavy, man. I'm telling you, it's
All right. We better get some NFC teams to join them in that middle tier because this is the
yeah.
worst looking bell curve I've ever seen.
Well, you're the one working on it with me, and I'm never
Yeah,
gonna.
and having my my thoughts be rejected at almost every step of the
That's
way.
not. I'm never gonna have more than a one variance for you out of respect for you. I'm not gonna put him too high or too top, two to the bottom or two up.
All right, fair.
All right. Next up, we've got the
I
deadbeats.
will say, I kind of agree with you that the Chargers and the Broncos are probably going to have fairly similar finishes this
Thank
season.
you.
They're both the same.
Next up,
The
we've
Raiders.
got the Raiders, and I think they're actually going to be the best of Saddam's retinue over here.
I mean, is this trash fire even worth talking about?
I'm not convinced. They have the people are really hyping up this Ashton Gentry guy. He's going to be like the second coming of Emmitt Smith or something.
Okay.
I don't know. And didn't they get a new quarterback that's also hot shit? I forget.
Geno Smith.
Okay, well he's not bad.
Yeah. I mean, he's fine.
He's in a renaissance. Yeah, I don't know. I know you'd probably freak out if they're in the same tier as the Dolphins, but at the same time, it almost seems
It would just be dishonest.
they got more to. I feel like they have more of a future than any of these teams down here. I guess we could do this.
Fine. When was the last time the Raiders in any city had real success?
Oh, it wasn't that long ago. It was like, didn't they make the playoffs like 7, 8 years ago or something? I don't know.
Yeah, it was very, very. It
Derek
was
Carr.
under
Derek Carr.
Yeah. But it was considered so unlikely, and I think that may have been the season where like they made like the really bad move to like not go for the tie against the Chargers when they could have gotten into the playoffs, and they happened to win that game. Got into the playoffs, and they may have even won a playoff game off of that before they got crushed. I forget, but just everything good that happens with this team seems to be a fluke, and they just never make it last.
I think they're going to be a lot like the Patriots and the Broncos. I think they're going to be one of the most improved teams.
The Patriots are at least a stable team, though.
What I'm saying is I think they're going to improve the most. Be one of those teams. But if I understand you don't like that.
I see them. Again, a franchise I kind of like historically, and feel bad for them, and for their really hardcore fans. But they feel to me a lot like the just Rome is burning front office situation of the Browns. It's just it's such disarray.
Yeah,
like how the mascot, not the mascot, the Buccaneer on their logo has the swords through his head. I feel like that is what the front office does to the team every single year.
Great analogy.
Thank you.
All right, that does it for the AFC. Now we move on to the NFC, which I guess is not as impressive. First off, we've got the NFC North with the Detroit Lions. And they have been so hot for like 3 or 4 years now. But has the window closed? Are they still going to be just as good, better, or worse? They lost both of their coordinators, so it's kind of hard to say.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, first of all, they didn't lose their head coach, who was the best coach in the NFL. Second of all, yes, their coordinators were doing a really good job last season, and that's probably why they lost them, right? They, they got really good offers or head coaching jobs elsewhere. But let's not pretend there's not a lot of talent on this team. Gibbs, St. Brown, Goff, like everything about their offense is just so good. This is a team that almost never loses the ball on downs, which is just so impressive. You can't think of too many other teams that are like that.
I do
And when
think
I say losing
they're.
the ball on downs, I mean even like punting. Are they going to pull off another 15-win season? I'm not so sure about that, but I think this is definitely a top-tier team. Yeah.
I do think they're very talented. It's just you can only play at a high level for so long with like the same talent. And I don't know if is the window still open. You're saying the window's still open?
I think they're pushing the window further and further open. Like last year was their best by far. It's not like the Chiefs, right? Where it's like, man, they're great, but the window is kind of starting to close.
So Super Bowl
Like this is
bound.
a team that I mean, look, both of us had them. I think as actually being in the Super Bowl last year, right?
Did we? Wow.
I think we did.
I
I
don't
think,
remember.
yeah. So I see no reason, even after they, fell short in the championship game, I see no reason to believe that they couldn't be the NFC's Super Bowl representative this year. Where, of course, they will choke because Detroit can't have anything good.
Man, not every loss has to be a choke, man. All right,
You think like
next.
Megatron will come back onto the team and spike the football a little bit too early as he wins the Super Bowl?
He like retired in the prime of his career. I don't, I'm not thinking about it.
I was just, do you remember the that ridiculous call where he clearly caught the touchdown, spiked it, and then they said he didn't complete the catch?
I wasn't as hardcore into football during his career, so no.
Fair enough. All right. Yeah, it was the most ridiculous thing I think I've ever seen from a ref in football. I just wanted to reach through the TV and strangle the guy.
But I did see the game where they decided a first down by putting a note card in between to change in the football.
Oh my God.
That was cool.
There was a time when the game actually ended, and a guy on the Cleveland Browns took his helmet and threw it in the air to celebrate after the game ended, like well after the clock struck zero, and the referee declared that that's unsportsmanlike conduct, and they were going to give another play to the offense. So the offense was able to kick a field goal really easily and beat the Browns. And I think that
Wow.
almost cost them a playoff spot. So that might be the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, but the Megatron catch was second.
Damn, that's cool. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough reminiscing. We got to move on to the Minnesota Vikings. And this is definitely going to be interesting because they did so well last season, but traded Sam Darnold to I think he went to the Seahawks. They traded Sam Darnold to another team, even though they had 14 wins, I think, last season. So this new guy, J.J. McCarthy, is he going to level them up? How are they going to replicate how much success they had last season?
Do you think that it was thanks to Darnold? Do you think it was thanks to Jefferson? Do you think it was thanks to the line?
I think the coaching's really good. I think they have a lot of good talent. I think the defense is good enough. I think they have good tight end, good receiver. I don't know, man. I think they're above average in a lot of positions, and I think it was just.
Their tight end. What's his name? He has that like crazy like man bun, right?
I don't remember what he looks like. I just remember his name.
What's his name?
It's like Hawk, something like
You don't
that.
remember his name?
It's something just like that. Hawk something.
Whatever. Anyway, yeah, no, I think they're. I think I have underrated them for a couple seasons now. I've always felt like they were a solid team, not a great one, and they've played as a great team. They've got a 100-point net margin from last year, which is nothing like the Lions' 222-point net margin. Granted, the Lions just kind of beat up on a lot of teams that were bad teams. But 222 net points over a 17-game season is crazy. Vikings, definitely much more of a win-close kind of team. Very good team. Sucked that they had to take the 5th seed last year after winning 14 games. But, yeah, I think that I'd have them in the second tier. They're a very, very good team. If you want to put them in the top tier, I have no problem with it. But the Lions are my pick to win the division.
I certainly can't put them in the top tier. I kind of want to put them at sneaking in, but because I just don't know what form they'll take this season. I could see them regressing off the side of a cliff. I could see them being a little less good as they were last season. I don't know.
Did you have the Lions to win the division as well?
Yeah, I think they'll still have plenty of talent to win the division.
By the way, AFC West, I've got the Raiders to lose.
Didn't I say that?
I don't think we specifically said it, but I guess it was implied.
Okay. So you think they could be as high as Super Bowl bound? That's crazy. Guess we'll cut the difference.
I could see the world where they could win 15 games. Do I see the world where they could actually make the run in the playoffs? I don't believe in it, but I squint, I could see it.
When you think of these 4 teams, you're like, yeah, man, any of them could be in the Super Bowl. I don't think of that when I think of the Vikings.
Are we looking at that based on history, or are we looking at that based on actual like evaluation of quality?
It's based on how they've done like the last 5 years. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's as they say in the stock market, past performance is no indicator of future results.
Well, it is when a lot of the variables are the same.
Yeah, I guess so. Next.
All right, next up we've got the Green Bay Packers. I'm kind of torn on whether or not I think they'll be as good, better, or worse than the Vikings, honestly. I think Jordan Love has a lot of potential that just hasn't been completely tapped into yet. So
this might be the best division in football right now.
Yeah, I think so, probably.
I mean, the AFC North, the AFC North, used to have a lot of claim to that before the Steelers started.
The Cowboys division is suddenly feisty.
Yeah, and obviously the AFC West, newly very, very good as well. But yeah, I mean, what is there to say here, man? I think I think Love is the answer there. He's got good complementary pieces around him. Special teams have played well. I mean, this is just a good, solid team. I actually have them under playoff run. I have a feeling that you want to leave them in sneaking in, and I'm fine with that. Just because they're in such a hard division.
I can't put them in sneaking. I can't put them in sneaking in if the Vikings are in playoff run. Because I don't really think there's much difference in skill, you know.
Okay, so you want them both in playoff run?
I guess I have to if Vikings are up there.
I mean, the Vikings did win 14 games last season.
The Packers?
The Vikings.
Yeah, but I'm never convinced that Sam Darnold is the real deal, you know? I don't know.
I get it. Yeah, I think this, like last season, I think this is a legitimate chance for 3 teams from this division, Lions, Vikings, and Packers, to all make the playoffs and be a real threat once they get there.
All right. Just so cool. Next up, we got the Chicago Bears.
The Bears.
Yeah, and I'm not necessarily, on the super hype train, but I do think that they're going to be the most improved team from last year.
Ooh, do you have them not losing the division?
I mean, someone's got to lose. So, yes, they have to lose.
You had them as losing the division.
Yeah, but I feel like all the teams could get 9, 10 or more wins, though. No?
That's so hard to do when they all have to play each other 2 times.
Well, they just have to split it. It's not so crazy,
That would be a crazy, crazy prop bet to say all 4 teams are going to come out with positive records.
Yeah, that's tough, man. I'm telling you, but
I do think the Bears are actually making some strides to improve their franchise, from where they've been in the last decade. I respect that.
Yeah. Their head coach is the Lions' offensive coordinator. I mean, you got to imagine that'll level them up, right? And Caleb will definitely be better, and I don't know. Their defense was still very good last season. Their offense was just sluggish. I just can't imagine them not taking a giant leap forward. Like last season, we would have put them down here, no doubt. Now I think they could sneak in. At the same time, you're probably over there above my Dolphins. Fuck no. But, I
would put them in the 4th year. I do think, less on quality and more on just the actual chances of making the playoffs. Like, I think if they were in the AFC South or something like that, they would have a legitimate chance to make the playoffs this season. I think in the division they're in, I mean, the Lions are just going to embarrass them so bad.
This is what I'd really like to do. Just swap them with the Steelers. Because I can't imagine the Steelers like not being in sneaking in territory.
Okay, so now you're literally like have rejected everything that I've thought.
I put him down here for you. You wanted him down here.
Yeah.
Crazy. Your Aaron
See,
Rodgers hate is so much. You wanted them in Saddam's palace too.
I'm not going to deny that the Aaron Rodgers hate is strong in me. But I will deny that hate is misplaced. Because lousy person, and at this stage in his career, really lousy quarterback.
Okay, so lucky to get to 500.
I'd have him there if you really want to put him sneaking in, just as a token of respect for their improvement.
Okay, we'll drop the Dolphins.
Hey, fuck you.
Nah, lucky to get to 500. It's probably optimistic, I guess.
Yeah, especially in this division.
Okay, that'll do it for that division. Next, we have the NFC South. First up, we've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And this is tough because, man, Baker has been so good the last 2 seasons, but his team really isn't that great. He's got like good receivers, but everything else is pretty mediocre. I'm not really sure where to put him. He's just been so impressive. You know, but at the same time, the team is kind of like, eh.
Yeah, it's like, can he carry them? And when you put up 500 points,
then again, the thing is that his division feels kind of weak, so sneaking in feels like almost a disrespect. It's like, is he really going to sneak in? His division sucks.
I mean, they snuck in last season.
That is true.
The Falcons might be a little bit on the upswing. Yeah, the Aints, maybe not so good. The Panthers actually lost a lot of close games, which is why I'm really surprised that they're at minus 200 net points. It's a tough division to call, but I don't know. I've got the Buccaneers kind of in that sneaking in the zone, just based on their quality, more so than what I actually think will happen with the playoffs.
All right. They are my pick to win it, though. I think they're going to improve, and I think the Falcons are going to probably downgrade. Not without my boy Kirk. What?
It said it's hard for me to disagree with it.
I think the gulf between them and the other 3 teams is going to increase this season.
Yeah. God, I really want to pick someone else besides the Bucks, but I just can't. Yeah, I think we both got the Bucks to win.
All right. Next, we got the Falcons, and they're basically just a big question mark because I don't think anyone knows what to expect from the first full season of that Michael Penix guy. You know.
Yeah, if there's like a real like Falcons fan out there who has a strong opinion, post it up in the comments. Like, I'd really like to see that because I don't have any type of like strong or confident opinion about this team.
I think they have enough talent to where I can't put them with all the boys over in Iraq, but they have enough. They have too much talent for that.
It's almost like they've got decent pieces, and you don't really know how it's all gonna like come together, right? Like into a jigsaw.
Yeah.
It's like they have pieces, but they don't quite fit together. That's how I feel about the Falcons. I would put them in the 3rd or 4th tier. If you have them in 4th, that's fine.
Yeah, 4th sounds good. I mean, how are we going to do this? You're going to put them in the same row as the Bucks? It's crazy.
I mean, when you only have 5 different like tiers, right? Like, you could have a team that's clearly better than another team in the same tier.
Okay, next up we got the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely not a believer in Bryce Young. I'm surprised they even gave him a second season to just clown it up or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Their defense is poop. I can't even name a fantasy value player that they have on their offense. So it's like, I don't even know.
Thielen still there?
He is, but he's like a shadow of what he was like 3 or 4 or 5
Yeah,
years
he is
ago.
kind of like the low tier flex, I guess, by this point.
Fucking
Is Chark
14th,
there or no?
14th rounder. Who?
Yeah, Chark,
I don't know who that is.
or that might actually be the Jags. Now that I'm thinking about it. Wrong crappy large cat team, right?
They are definitely my pick to
Uh,
lose this division, though.
Okay, I've got them a little higher than you do. I actually think this is a team that showed a lot of signs of fight and collapsed in the second half of a lot of games last season. Maybe it's just like hometown or bias, but I actually think this team has more potential than their record or their stats show, and I'd have them as lucky to get to 500.
Yeah, I'm definitely not putting them on the same row as like the Dolphins and the Steelers. That's like heresy.
Oh, you know where I wanted the Steelers.
Yeah, that's also crazy. Okay, next up we've got the Saints, and this is also one of the teams that I think is going to improve. Not a shitload improve, but there's no way they're going to be as bad as they were last season. I definitely think they could be lucky to get to 500, you know?
Yeah, I see what you mean, right? They had a lot of good pieces that just were not playing well last season. Which makes me worried for their cap situation. I don't know the specifics of it, but given like how many supposedly talented players were there and how hard of a time they had actually pulling it all together, I understand that injuries were a big part of it, but I still think this is a team that just doesn't know how to cook with their ingredients. And for that reason, I've actually got them as my division losers for the NFC South.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it happening. I think they'll be at the beginning of an upward trajectory this season.
I get you, right? Like if they could actually start cooking, right? It's not like they're lacking talent, you know. They've got like a star at like almost every offensive position. Um Except perhaps quarterback. But like, star running back, star wide receiver, really, really like scintillating tight end, even if you don't consider he'll be like a star. But like, I don't know. To me, the Saints, I expect to be a team that's going to be very poor next season, but I would also not be totally shocked if they won 10 games and actually like found a way to cook. This to me is one of the most high variance teams, and so I would also put them in that fourth tier, along with the Falcons and the Panthers personally. But yeah, I could actually see them making like a really strong playoff spot. Maybe even like causing me a negative point winning the division somehow.
Now that would be something.
Yeah. All right. Now for the division I'm sure everybody's been waiting for.
Yep, your boy Chrissy's home division. First off, we'll start with the Super Bowl champs, the Philadelphia Eagles. I know
Yeah,
they're
lucky
like,
for 500. Lucky for 500.
yeah, they are the greatest thorn in the side of my Cowboys, but I've always liked the Eagles. They're a lot like the Steelers. They're always like competent to awesome. You know, they never really been just dragging their ass. You know, like the Giants or something.
They've long been like a disappointing team, and in the last like 2 seasons, they have not disappointed. It's never been a team I've particularly liked, but man, after they rebuffed the invitation to the White House and actually showed some spine, I can't hate them anymore.
What a
I
great
cannot hate
reason.
these guys anymore. I am pro Eagles once again, for the first time since I lived in the Jersey area. Um, yeah. Look, they're a fantastic team. Saquon Barkley was probably the greatest case of seller's remorse that has graced the NFL in the 21st century. Take that, New York Giants. You suck. And yeah, I mean, it's not like Saquon Barkley was even needed to make this team great, but he made it so much greater. Um,
Yeah.
Hurts is an absolute beast. I mean, you could have like one really serious injury to this team. I mean, even what's his name, Slay, I think, is just so freaking good on defense.
He's not on the team
Uh,
anymore.
where is he now?
I don't know, but they definitely got rid of him.
Oh, okay. My bad then. But yeah, just every part of this team seems so complete, and they don't lose to teams that they shouldn't lose to anymore, which is really admirable because they used to be able to beat anybody and lose to anybody, and they've really cleaned up their game. It is so fun to watch the Eagles, and that is why it's going to be really surprising. They are not my picks to win the division, but I still have them in that top tier.
Yeah, hard not to.
Mm-hmm.
Although it'd be hard to imagine Saquon Barkley being able to repeat anywhere near as much as productive as he was last season.
I mean, this was his first season ever on a good team. I obviously, right? I think it was, one of the two best, like seasons ever put forth by a running back. But I mean, there's no way you can look at last season and say that's a fluke, right? Even on the Giants, you could look at him and the way that three tacklers would get to him and he'd break the first two and then the third one would get him and he'd get a 1 yard gain.
No, it's way more than
You-
just Saquon. I think they're stacked at many positions.
100%. I said that and I agree 100%. But I do think it is completely legitimate to say that Saquon could have, if he stays healthy, an even better season than he had last season. Because there's no evidence anywhere in his career to say that he couldn't do that.
Better than last season. That just seems preposterous.
100% of his seasons that were on good teams were last season.
Yeah,
Like,
but he's
that
also
is
been like
history.
hurt twice too.
Sure, yeah, he has to stay healthy to do it, right? But like, I mean, look, you break LaDainian Tomlinson's leg, he's not going to have a good season either.
All right, next up we've got the Washington Redskins, and I assume you're picking them to win the division.
I am. I really liked what I saw from them after the first few games of last season. Get them out of there. Put them at the
Okay.
top right now, or I'm disconnecting.
I'm definitely not putting them in Super Bowl bound after just one season, but
I want them there. I
put-
seriously want them
I
there.
put them at the top of this one, deep playoff run.
This is bullshit. Okay. Yeah. Look, I can see it. I am really high on the football team. I think that the Commanders are really good, and their weakness in the early part of the last season, which was their pass defense in particular, and the fact that they just gave up big play after big play, and that Daniels had to keep making big play after big play to keep them in the game. Um, that really shored up in the second half of the season, and they were an average, even good defense. And quite honestly, along with the Eagles, the Lions, maybe the Ravens, like they really were arguably the best offense in the league. I think you could make the argument. I probably wouldn't have them at number one, but I wouldn't call you crazy for making that argument. Daniels is every bit as clutch as Mahomes is, and played a lot better than he did last season. And it's just nothing not to like about that kid.
Yeah, I mean, I'm impressed as much as anyone with his rookie season, but it's a small sample size. Got to let it simmer.
It is. It's just in every situation he played so well and showed such a good command of the game. It was like the guy was unrattleable. And I mean, they've got Eckler, I think, as the running back, right? I don't think he went anywhere.
They don't really have a main guy. But yeah, he's there, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he is so talented. And they might, I think they still have Robinson as well, and he's also really talented. Like, there's nothing not to like about Brian Robinson. Their offense is just, look, I was never really a believer in Scary Terry, but with Daniels, man, that connection is just,
I don't
it's a
think
thing
I don't think he's staying on the team.
is he leaving?
I think so. There's some kind of falling out with him and that team.
Man. Let me look that up real quick because that actually, I'll still make them my pick because I said it, but no, it looks like at least as of now he's still a receiver for the Commanders.
Yeah, but I'm not sure it's going to stay that way. I wouldn't be surprised if he stays,
Yeah.
but there's definitely something going on for there.
Yeah. Oh man, their connection though is just a thing of beauty. I hope we don't lose that. Right? That would be like when Notre Dame burned down. It was just like you don't want to see it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah, exactly. How are we going to restore it? We need a lot of professionals.
Right when they built the Sistine Chapel, it was.
Well, I mean, Notre Dame actually burned recently.
I know.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, I'm sure there was like some, teenage asshole, tried to throw, some rocks through the glass ceilings. But look, I just don't want to see that relationship burn because it was a thing of beauty. And I know it's like a wild pick because the Eagles are so good, but I really do believe in the Commanders, and I think they've got a good shot to compete, not only for the division but for the Super Bowl this year.
I definitely got a shot, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But these boys, these are the perennials, man, that have been good the last like 4 or 5 seasons. We do this next season. We do this next season. I'll shut up. We do this next season. We can put them.
The Lions were good 5 years ago. Don't you dare even think about saying that.
Okay, maybe 4 yeyears ago is when they were started to be really good. Whatever.
2 or 3. Yeah. Anyway, man. No, I get it. I get it. I think it's fair to put them there, but I truly, in my heart, believe that they actually are as good as that top tier of teams this year.
I think they have a great chance they could beat any of them in one game. Sure.
All right. I've made my argument.
All
so
right.
You've got the Eagles, the Redskins, or do you have the Cowboys as your division winners?
No, I got the Eagles as winning the division.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, next up, of course, we've got the Dallas Cowboys, Chris's team.
Tell us about how they're gonna choke.
Let's just get this out of the way.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did they all of a sudden become a 5-star logo? I see 1 star there.
Yeah, I think there's I'm pretty fair and harsh when it comes to my boys. I think that they're definitely gonna have a better season than last season when they had all the injuries, and this is their first season with a new head coach and 3 coordinators and stuff. I think there's definitely a lot of room for optimism and improvement, but it's mostly the same pieces, just a lot of different leadership.
It worked for them in the past every time they've had a new coach and new coordinators and thought that everything was going to work out better.
Well, this is like the 3rd regime where I've been watching the Cowboys intently, so I can only speak for like the Jason Garrett era onward. Mm-hmm. But yeah, in the past, it hasn't really changed things. This is true.
It's a team that really hasn't found stability and hasn't wanted stability, and they've been an average to good team most of those years. But I think for greatness, you need stability. This is a team that doesn't have it. They're a good team. They actually do fight really hard. I think I like Dak a little bit better than you like Dak.
I like him a lot personally. I just think he's
but I mean as a quarterback,
he's just regressing because he's been hurt like 3 times. He's just getting older. Sure. He can't run anymore.
Can you name his backup?
His name's like Will Greer or something.
That's one of the backups. Yeah, I think that was the backup from last year. Looks like number 2 on the depth chart right now is Joe T. Milton III.
Yeah, they just picked him up.
Yeah. So. From New England, it looks like?
I wouldn't be surprised. He has a real chance of probably playing this season. I don't know.
New England was, yeah. I mean, New England, had an interesting strategy of like take a lot of young quarterbacks and try to, kind of. I don't even want to use the word groom them, but try to like develop them, and see who's going to be, see who's going to, end up really like, finding both the maturity and just like the, the physical talent to be able to make things happen at the speed
Yeah,
of an
just
game.
like indoctrinate them to their way of doing things.
Yeah, I mean that really was.
You know?
Take them to an island somewhere and
Mm.
no, but like that really has been the Patriot way in the past to not look for like an easy turnkey solution but develop from within. It's worked for them. And then the ones that don't really work out, they ship them off somewhere else. For them to fail after being traded very high draft picks for them. I don't know. I'm not real high on the Cowboys, partially just because I think that the Eagles and the football team are so good right now. I just love calling them the football
Yes.
team.
Very
I
unfortunate
know.
development for the Cowboys. We
Yeah,
always
but
relied on the Giants and Redskins to get us our 4 free wins each season, you know?
yeah. I mean, you still got the Giants. Yeah, just for the fact that I think Washington is so good, Philadelphia is so good, and the Cowboys I don't think have made any big moves. I've got them in that third tier personally. I think they're like a third tier good team.
Mm,
What do you think?
I swear you were going to tell me to put them down here or something.
No. Put them down there.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely would be sneaking in if they did sneak in because it's unfathomable that they'd manage to get a better record than the Redskins or the Eagles. So they're definitely going to be taking that like 6th or 7th seed or something somehow.
Hmm.
They'd have to be
I don't
sneaking
see them
in to
making
get
the
in.
playoffs. I don't see them making the playoffs, but I do think that they are very decent. Every bit as good as the Buccaneers.
Oh, I don't think they're as good as the Buccaneers right now. But the thing is, there's some right now, just like with the Vikings, I would say there's a lot of unknowns right now, just because everything's so different this season, and Dak's coming back from an injury. I think in some regards, I think they would be lucky to return to 9-7, let's call it. And
Man, do you
so
remember when you texted me and said, like, I really hope we can keep this to like 35, 40 minutes?
I didn't say that. I said less than 2 hours. I'm like, no, not 2 hours.
You actually did say 40 minutes.
That's for our regular videos where we do the record things.
All right. What do we got next?
All right, next up, we do have the New York Giants. Russell
Wah,
Wilson.
wah.
Now, it's hard to imagine they won't take a step forward with Russell Wilson.
Right. Although,
So,
like, Russell Wilson really, like, except for maybe the beginning of his career when he, when the Seahawks were bad and he made them good, like, Russell Wilson has kind of struggled on bad teams. When the rest of his team isn't playing well, he kind of struggles. And when the rest of his team plays well, he plays well. What have the Giants got right now? They're a disaster.
that Malik Neighbors guy is really good, but other than that,
He's talented.
they're terrible.
Yeah. One receiver a team does not make.
But do you think they'll be better than they were last
And I
year?
still think that Neighbors is a little bit overrated by fantasy players because like he's the only thing like going for his team, and therefore he gets like a real large share of the looks, deservedly so. He's good,
How is he
but
overrated then?
I think he's just overrated in terms of his actual talent as a player, his value.
Okay.
Like you should be taking him in fantasy. I'm saying that like I think that like his value in fantasy causes us to overrate his actual value to a football team. Does that make sense?
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So I've got the Giants in the trash tier, and it's not even close.
But do you
And they
think
are
they'll...
obviously my pick to lose this division because who else
Okay.
could it be besides the Cowboys?
Yeah, that would be very embarrassing, but I do think a universe exists where the Cowboys could be the worst in the division, and the Giants are just a little bit better. Just because I don't know what the Cowboys are going to really... I don't know if they're going to put their best foot forward this season. They're going to start out strong, start out slow. It's really just could be anything. I'm hoping the best with all these changes they've made and stuff.
You're probably hoping Wilson will suck so your boy Jameis can get another chance.
No, I really like Russell Wilson personally. And
Okay.
I'm really fond of my geezers, and I want all of my geezer quarterbacks to go out on top, you know. I want Russell Wilson to succeed, you know.
The problem is that if you go out on top, it's probably because you retired early or badly injured or something, right? Like, you either like, you either go out on top and way too early, or you live long enough to become Aaron Rodgers.
How did I know it was going there? I knew you were going to say that.
Look, I'm a one-trick pony. Next.
All right. Now, lastly, we got the NFC West, I want to say. First up, we've got the Cardinals. This is my pick to tank this division. I am just not a fan of Kyler Murray at all. I guess he's kind of like Jekyll and Hyde. He's got some good games, and then he just stinks it up and gets benched. So that's kind of my take on it. I don't really know a ton about the team. They kind of remind me of the Falcons, but they're just worse.
Yeah. It's hard to argue with what you're saying. I do think that they are like a team that is capable of almost anything. That the rushing game is still very strong, and they can kind of put together those games where they keep control of the ball and just kind of don't give it up and end up with the ball at the right time, getting a score at the right time to win the game. I don't have them as my division losers this season.
Oh, really? That's bold.
Really? Yeah. So you've got the Cardinals to lose the division. I would honestly, I guess as a little bit of a spoiler alert, I would probably put all four of these teams in that sneaking in spot. I think any one of the four teams could make it. If you want to put the Cardinals division below, that's fine.
Sneaking in, fucking crazy.
I think it's absolutely possible.
I don't think they're on an upward trajectory. I think they're kind of stagnant right now. You know, I think for them they'd be happy to get 9 wins. I think
they won 8 games, and I think that they lost at least a few games that they could have won last season. I think this is a competitive team. They actually have the highest net points in the entire division, more than the Rams, more than the Seahawks, more than the 49ers. Yeah. And I think that they did fold a little bit the end of last season, but I think that they were going strong, looking for a playoff spot. I don't think that they're going to be the division winner either, but I have them out of the top spot, out of the bottom spot.
All right, next we got the Rams, and I definitely think if they get in, it'll definitely be kind of a sneaking in, but thing is, I think if they do get in, though, they'll definitely be a threat, and that's just kind of how they roll, you know. They won't be super dominant in the regular season, but if they get in the playoffs, anything can happen, you know.
Here's probably my hot take of the video. I've got them as my division losers.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible.
You know. This is a team that is still really reeling from its not only salary cap issues, but also its draft pick trade deficit from a few years ago. They made some really good drafts last year in Fisk and Verse. Just absolutely like tag teaming on defense. I'm actually trying to think if they're both still there or not. I know.
Well, you didn't get a 1-year rookie contract, so they both must still be there.
Yeah, but they may have been traded. Anyway, I guess they're probably both. I hope they're both still there. But look, they've lost Cooper Kupp. Stafford isn't playing as well, and they're in just such a bad draft pick position, as well as salary cap position. That's why I had to let Kupp go. That I don't think they're going to be able to repeat their lucky streak from last year. They have negative net points despite winning the division. They're going to have a hard schedule this year because they're on top. The 49ers aren't going to suck like they did last season. And yeah, I think the Rams are actually going to be messy. They're probably going to win some games that really surprise really good teams. I think they're capable of beating almost anybody. You know that I don't think that Sean McVay is a good coach.
Oh yeah, I
And
forgot all
so,
about that.
yeah.
Hater.
And so like I think the Rams are actually gonna surprise people and only win 6 or 7 games this season, landing them at the bottom of the NFC West.
All right. Well, you talked long enough to convince me somehow. Let's put him back to 500.
All right.
Next up, we've got the Seattle Seahawks. This is where Sam Darnold went. I'm honestly I'm not sure actually where to put them. You think they're going to be better than the Rams, but
I do.
I'm not sure how much better. I'm not
They've
sure
got
where
good.
they are because they lost some pieces. They gained some weird stuff. I have a real hard time thinking. I think they could go anywhere from Saddam's palace to sneaking in. It's hard to say.
I've got them. I've got them solidly at sneaking in. And I do think that's a tough palace. And I do think that while it was a little bit of a weird move to get rid of Tyler Lockett, who has been so reliable for them for so long, I'm less down on getting rid of Metcalf, but I do think they should have kept Lockett.
Where did he go?
Um, I still think that this is a team that can succeed with Darnold. And I think that I think that they've been just very good at kind of putting plays together. I forget who their coordinator is, but I think they've been very good from what I've seen of putting plays together to kind of always have scoring drives, even if those are just field goals. They feel like a reliable team who can move the ball, and I like them. I have them getting second place this season in the division.
All right. And did you say sneaking in is good for you?
I have sneaking in, yeah.
Okay. And then finally, we have the 49ers. Sounds like we both picked them to massively go back into their dominant form and
Worst to first, yeah.
recoil, win the division. I'm not going to put them in sneaking in because I think they're going to go right back to being, a serious contender.
I have them in sneaking in just
I
because
think some
that,
people probably have them bouncing so back as to just being a perennial Super Bowl contender again.
I think we have to consider the world where CMC gets injured early in the season again, and they end up being like a lucky to get to 500 team, and therefore I want to kind of average it out and put them in sneaking in. That's my belief. But yeah, I think Purdy, aside from last season and really kind of the second half of last season, really I think he has shown enough of a body of work that I have faith that he's going to rebound to his pretty good high water mark. CMC obviously absolute beast when he plays. Their defense is absolutely fine. Or Ayuk, I think did Ayuk get traded? Did Ayuk
No,
leave?
Debo Samuel's
Oh,
got traded.
Debo left. That's right. I do think that Debo, while very dynamic, right, was possibly an overrated piece of their offense and someone that you kind of had to work around to make work. It is a loss to lose Debo.
He went to
Obviously
the
the defense.
Redskins.
Oh, did he? That's right.
Mm,
Damn, they're gonna be so good. They are gonna be so good.
be fun to play,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. But the 49ers I think are in a position that almost no matter what happens will be at least an okay team. And I think their cap is very high. I have them sneaking in. You want to put them in playoff run? I'm fine with it. Because we both have them. It looks like as the division winner.
Can't put them in sneaking in with the caliber of stuff we've already put them in. You really think they're in the same tier as the Cowboys and the Seahawks? Come on, man.
I think they're absolutely in the same tier as the Seahawks. To me, that's
Nah.
like a 3% difference between the two.
See, I'm not
I
convinced they're
yeah.
going to go right back to NFC Championship quality. I think they're going to return to being pretty damn dominant. I'm going for the old playoff run.
All right. It's fine. I have no problem with it. I feel like if they stay healthy and if Purdy, like I think, reverts to his good form, I think they will be good. They'll be fine. And I don't know. Do you see them like really being a threat to make the Super Bowl? Obviously, you don't think it's like super likely that they're with those teams at the top. But do you think that if everybody stays healthy, they come into the playoffs 11-6? Are we looking at them as someone who's really serious, or are we looking at them like the Buccaneers?
I think it's absolutely serious.
Uh huh.
If they
Uh
have
huh.
like a dominant season, I think they're an absolute reasonable Super Bowl team.
Just theoretically, right? Let's say they play the Packers in the first round. Let's say the 49ers are the 4 seed, the Packers are the 5 seed, or something like that, right? Who you got?
Between the Packers and the Niners,
Yeah.
I mean, it's so hard to tell where the Packers will be at that point in time, but I guess I'd have to give it to the Niners just out of feels.
I feel like it's a really hard pick for me. I might have said the Packers, but I get it. Yeah, so you think that the 49ers really were a fluke last season, are going to be returning to the Jim Harbaugh form?
Yeah, I think they're going to be like right here.
Wow.
Ugh, there you go.
Yeah. You've got them near Jim Harbaugh form. I'm not quite that optimistic on them. I'm just less optimistic about the other teams in the division besides maybe the
I think
Seahawks.
McCaffrey will be just good enough to validate his existence, but probably never be taken in like, number one overall in fantasy draft again.
I mean, it's such a problem, right? Because he's like always a top 2 running back when he plays, but it's like he's played in like 40% of the games that he's been eligible for.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't
This guy
think.
is made of
Yeah.
glass. He is the Greg. Maybe not even fair to CMC to call him the Greg Oden of the NFL.
To be honest, you know
But
what?
like,
What I think's going to happen is
what?
what kind of got exposed when he was hurt is that their offensive line is so fucking good. Like all three of their backups were like super productive when he was
There's no
out.
question.
I actually don't think he's going to get the, like 80-90% of the carries. I think he's going to split a lot of carries with that Garendo guy because what showed is that like they have such deep talent either at the position or their offensive line is like truly the stuff of legends.
Just for the
So
fact that you want to kind of protect him from injury during the season, I could
yeah,
actually see that being the case. But I don't think it's because he's not a lot better than anybody else on the team or even in the league, right? Like, I agree that their line is fantastic and is part of the reason that he looks really good. But that's like saying that Saquon Barkley isn't that good. He's just playing behind one of the best lines in the league. No,
no, I do
like
think the Eagles'
yeah,
offensive line is probably the best in the whole league.
yeah, but like I think CMC has an argument for being the best running back, the single one running back you'd want if you had to like construct a team and put your life on the line. And then you just pray to God that he doesn't go down in the middle of that game.
Yeah, I'm not sure who I'd pick if I wanted
So
to save
he's
my life with a
so
running
damn
back.
hard to bring down. But Saquon, like, you could definitely make a good argument for Saquon after what we saw last season. Jameer Gibbs, even, right? Fantastic, but I still have CMC as just a touch above the two of them.
I'd probably take like a 2018 Marshawn Lynch or something.
Sure, but I'm saying if you're not a time wizard.
Okay, if I'm not a time wizard,
Yeah.
uh, I don't know. Like Saquon and Christian McCaffrey, they're definitely more shifty, but I almost feel like Derrick Henry is like more difficult to give negative yardage to.
Yeah, I don't know. Henry is very good, but yeah, I mean, and again, right? Like the Larry Zonka literally never lost a yard on any. He never had a negative carry in his career. Um,
It's pretty
you
impressive
know.
if he had a good career, long career.
Oh yeah, he was on the 72 Dolphins. Like he had a good long career, but
I never
he
heard
was
of him
really
before.
just the what?
I never heard of him before.
He was also the referee on American Gladiators.
Okay.
But yeah. But no. Sonko was like an all-time absolute. He's in the Hall of Fame. Absolutely deserved it. And was one of the biggest parts of like the undefeated season, as well as the entire like early peak of the Dolphins franchise. He was incredible, but he was like a fullback's fullback, right? He was the type of guy that he runs up, you hand it to him, and he just barrels forward. Right, there's that type of running back, and then there's, like you said, like the more shifty type of, look for a big play, create a big play type of running back. But I think CMC and even to some extent Saquon can be both of those guys. And yeah, Derrick Henry is really good at being the Larry Zonka type of back. Um, but I just I don't think that he can create an offense, especially at this point in his career. Maybe back when he was on the Titans.
Well, another thing is Derrick Henry can't catch for his life. Those other two guys can catch a ton of the backfield.
I've always been okay with that. Like, most of the time, you know whether a running back is going to be like a possible target on a route. Obviously, you don't want to show that to the defense, but I still think that you can game plan around a really good running back that can't catch a ball for shit. What do you think?
Well, it's just like I said. I think he's
Mm-hmm.
just a big fatso, and the other guys are much smaller, shiftier guys.
Yeah. But you have him like on the same level of value as CMC and Saquon?
He's the oldest of the three, and I think he's the most likely to regress this season based on how well he did last season. I think it's just, he's father time over there. What are you going to do? He's
Henry
like,
in his prime was, and
Henry
Henry
31, 32, something like that.
Yeah, it's really hard as a running back after age 30 unless you spent like multiple seasons suspended for weed or something. But yeah, like Henry in his prime was a joy to watch. Did you ever watch football back when LaDainian Tomlinson was playing?
No.
How about Priest Holmes?
No.
Oh man,
I only started watching during like Tony Romo's career.
I see.
I think of the three, I think Barkley is probably the only one that'll get like 1,200 plus yards rushing.
1,200.
I mean, you really think he's gonna get 2,000 again? I mean, it's on. That's like so unprecedented to repeat that level of wear and tear and production the following season after like such a big season. It's like unthinkable.
I mean,
man.
obviously, it's one of the best, statistical seasons ever put together, right? I just think that we don't have the history to say that he's going to regress to. But 1,200 is ridiculous. If Saquon plays the whole season, he's getting at least 1,600 yards.
I didn't say he wouldn't get 1,600. I say of the three, I think he's the only one that'll get like 1,200 or more.
If CMC is healthy all season, there's no way he won't get 1,500.
That's what I'm saying.
No, that's a big if. So, like, it's very possible you'll be right just by the fact that CMC will play 7 games. Henry, I don't see him getting a lot of yards just because Hill is also there. Not to mention, I'm having a brain fart.
Lamar will also get 500 probably.
Lamar, thank you. I always freaking forget Lamar Jackson's name. Yeah, Lamar, is also like a genuine running back on that team.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, like 1,200 for a bell cow running back that plays the whole season is not even a great. It's fine. All right, of the teams in the bottom tier, which one do you think is the most likely to surprise us?
The Raiders. I guess that's why I put them on the far left, I suppose.
Raiders.
Raiders
Wow.
or the Patriots.
I feel like the Patriots don't have that high of a ceiling.
I didn't say they were going to do well. I think they're going to do the best.
Yeah,
they're the most likely to get out of Iraq. Find their way back to the first world.
As much as the Raiders front office is a trash fire, I agree. It's possible they'll have a fluky good season. I also think the Panthers could surprise you. And from the let's say the top 2 tiers, which team do you think is the most likely to to be out of playoff contention by week 11?
Of the top two,
Yeah,
probably the Chargers.
I'm gonna say the Bengals.
Nah, no way. I'd
I'm
say
gonna
the
say the
Chargers
Bengals.
are the. I think there's a really good chance the Vikings done fucked up royally, and
Oh, really?
they just regressed
Wow.
off the side of a cliff with this JJ McCarthy. Well,
Wow. You're gonna go
they
from 14 wins to 4
they
wins?
don't even know what they have with this guy. He's never even played a game in the NFL yet. He could end up being way worse than Darnold. I think there's a real chance. You know.
Usually when a team that good realizes that like something went horribly wrong though, they'll just overpay and trade away the future to like trade to a team that's in rebuild mode who has something good and marry that good part of the rebuild team to the rest of their team that's working because the rest of the Vikings is working right now. And usually be able to turn their season around.
So I'm going to say it's most likely to be the Chargers, but I think the Vikings have a chance to have an even lower floor if things get worse comes to worse.
And besides the Cowboys, who are obviously your homers, which team are you rooting for the most this year?
Am I rooting for it? Well, I want to see the Bills win the Super Bowl, man.
Ah, your dad's team, true.
No, they've become my second favorite team since.
If the Bills and the Cowboys played in the Super Bowl, you would still be no, you'd be rooting for the Cowboys. There's no way you'd be hoping the Bills win that.
I mean, yeah, that's like the only scenario. Yeah,
Sure.
they're like my second favorite team now that like Aaron left the Packers. Like the Eagles and the Packers used to be like my second favorite team. You know.
Yeah. As a realistic bet, do you think the Eagles are going to two-peat, or do you think that we're going to have a different team winning this year?
I'd say it's probably 50-50 between them repeating or getting another different champion that's not the Chiefs.
All right.
I don't think the Chiefs are going to make it back to the Super Bowl.
Ah, you're such a Chiefs hater.
Yeah, it's true.
They lost one game. One game.
Yeah, but all that helped, man. Come on.
hmm Look, man, the Seahawks have their 12th man. The the Chiefs have their assistant zebras.
Probably got a whole nother, position worth of the salary cap they spent on those refs last season.
And that doesn't even count against your salary cap when you bribe the refs. That's what's genius about it.
That's probably why they can't get a good receiver. They blew too much money on the refs.
No, man. It's the NFL. They have unlimited money. It's just they're only allowed to spend a certain amount on players. Spend as much as you want on coaches or refs. So just to sum up, we've got AFC East. We both got the Bills. You've got the Jets taking the fall. I've got the Patriots. AFC North. You've got the Bengals. I've got the Ravens to win. We've both got the Browns to lose the division. AFC South. We've both got the Texans to win. You've got the Titans to be the shitters. I've got the Jaguars. Really, either one could happen, I think. AFC West, we both got the Chiefs at the top and the Raiders at the bottom. NFC East, you've got the Eagles. I've got the Commanders. We both got the Giants at the bottom. NFC North, we both got the Lions at the top and the Bears at the bottom. NFC South, we both got the Bucks at the top, and then you've got the Panthers to lose the division. I'm way higher on them. I've got the Saints to lose the division. NFC West, we both got the 49ers at the top. I've got the Rams at the bottom. You've got the Cards. So it seems like we actually disagreed a lot about the bottom of the divisions.
Yeah, it's hard to predict specific mediocrity.
Not even mediocrity, right? Who's gonna transcend beyond mediocrity and really stink up the joint?
All right, that went on for probably another 20 minutes longer. This was our 2025 preseason prediction video of perceived standings.
All right,
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I did enjoy doing this with you. We had some arguments, but they were fun, and it'll be cool to see how this shakes out, and to come back to our video maybe at the end of the season and see how very, very wrong we were.
Yep. All right. See you guys.